My name is Chris Elliott. I'm the founder of Emirates Business Setup, and we help people to relocate, open the business in Dubai, save taxes, find a property, investment, renting and selling. And today we have a special guest. It's Stu from the UK, has his own tax company in Dubai. And let's get to the questions. So first of all, let us know who you are, Stu, and why did you partner with Emirates Business Setup?
Okay, so obviously I'm reasonably new to Dubai. My accountancy/audit practice is also new to Dubai, Red Bond & Co Accountants, and I felt it made perfect sense to partner up with corporate service providers, set up specialists, because let's be honest, obviously there's so much synergy between the two companies / industries, and obviously I felt there was perfect chemistry here, in my opinion, Chris.
And why did you move especially to Dubai? Why didn't you choose any other city, country in the world? Why Dubai?
Well, obviously, I knew that obviously I've got 3 young children. Obviously, me, my wife and my 3 children have always loved Dubai, from holidaying. Obviously, we spent an extended period of time here during the pandemic. I could watch my 3 young children thrive in a very, very short space of time. And obviously, I just thought, I felt like it was time to exit England. And if I was to have left England, it would have only have been here. And obviously, the answer to why, I feel like I just love this place, this town, this city, this country. Safe, clean, healthy. And obviously, if you work with us, it can be very obviously tax efficient too.
It is the best place in the world. That's why I'm also living here in the UAE.
How long have you been here for then now, roughly?
I've been here nearly 5 years now.
5 years, wow.
Yeah, and I relocated fully to Dubai. I can live anywhere, but I choose also to stay in Dubai.
Yeah, well, I agree, and I've got the exact same feelings on that subject,
And you also just let me know that you are expanding your business in UAE, also hiring new people. Tell me a bit about that.
Okay, obviously the way I see it is the demand at the moment is so huge for the service I fortunately offer. Obviously I'm getting a lot of inquiries, I'm engaging a lot of new clients, obviously, and the more work that I engage of my practice, the more clients I've got to service. It's left me actually no option but to expand my staff and my premises at a much more greater pace than I actually thought it would happen. Obviously, it's a very good problem to have. Obviously, it has its stresses and its struggles, but I feel like that shows how amazing this city is, because at the end of the day, that shows you that people are coming to this country 10 by the dozen, and obviously you're going to see that obviously too, right?
Exactly. But the thing is, there's so many competitors in the market, especially also in our industry,
sure.
but probably also in your. How can you stand out to offer better service, better quality, transparency? How do you do it?
Well, I think, and it was the same when I built my UK firm, I feel like if you are just an honest, fair guy and you deliver a really good service for a fair price, I think that's what sticks you out. And then if you do that, you're going to get recommended. Too many people I feel here charge very, very high prices. And if that was for a very good service, I feel like people wouldn't mind. But I feel like what I've seen thus far, high prices, not great service. And if you can offer a very fair price for a very speedy turnaround of work, obviously, getting the work out the door and the audited financial statements to them in an ample time, I think that was sort of the model that I've approached here.
But do you think every business needs an accounting to do the bookkeeping, the audit reports, or can they do it themselves, or don't they need it?
Look, 100%. If you've got a company, whether it's mainland or free zone, it is now a mandatory requirement to have your accounts that are collated and finalised by a registered auditor in the UAE. And that's the bare end of it. It's a mandatory requirement. No one can do it themselves, fortunately for myself. But obviously, I always feel like even in the UK, you can technically do it yourself, like your self-assessment, but I feel like whatever a fee may be, with the right advice, the tax savings will eclipse that fee if you're doing your job right.
And do you think, compared to any other place in Europe or especially UK, that the bookkeeping is more harder in UK than in UAE, or is it similar, the same? Because I'm from, like, I have a company in Germany,
Yep.
an e-commerce company,
Yeah.
and there the accounting, the tax system is very, very complicated actually.
Yeah.
And you're paying a lot of fees every month, and at the year you don't know what you can expect.
Yep.
So you really need to do a proper bookkeeping to have no trouble. Is it the same here?
No, obviously, I tend to try and simplify things, fortunately. So even if it is a very complicated tax structure, obviously, if it's very complicated, I always feel like me and my staff would always take that headache and that pressure away from the likes of yourself or any client I have, you know. I actually think here is actually reasonably simple. Of course, VAT, for example, can be a minefield in any country around the world. There's exempt VAT, there's zero rated, there's out of scope, there's standard rated. If your sales are inside or outside of the UAE, different treatments, but we would just handle that. But I just feel like I would just tackle it the same way. As long as you keep your books and records and your bookwork in a feasible order that allows us to be able to collate the work on your behalf, we'll make sure we navigate through this and make sure that it's very streamlined, easy and efficient for everyone involved.
But what I sense, since they introduced the corporate tax 9% in June 2023, that a lot of people are thinking not to move to the UAE anymore because they're thinking they're paying the 9%, they're like losing a lot of money, and then they're thinking, okay, what other country could be a place they can open the business? And of course, there's places like South America, Brazil, Bulgaria, Malta, but I think it's a combination in the UAE and Dubai. What do you think about that?
I mean, of course, they've now brought in a corporate tax, and I understand that, but I also feel if you don't want to just be classed as a tax haven, you've got to have taxes. And I feel the UAE feel like they offer so much. I don't think it should be about, oh, I just want to move to Dubai because I don't want to pay any tax. I feel like I would be bringing even if the tax was higher than 9%, I still think I genuinely would have moved there. I think, and it's an amazing place to bring up your children, you know. I'm not going to worry about them being out on the streets in the evening when they're playing on their bikes like I would in many, many other countries that may have a similar or lower or whatever it is, maybe tax rate. But look, I feel like, yes, they've brought it in, but what we have to be mindful of here is only on profits over 375,000 dirhams. So you've got, what's that, $100,000. You're not paying 9% on that. You know, that's a very, very good living at that level, and you're still paying no tax. Not to mention you are going to still be allowed to take a director salary, you know, obviously, and as they've still brought in no income tax here in the UAE, that obviously, as long as it's market value, obviously, as if you read the corp tax legislation, obviously your salary must be market value, but that means you're still able to get a nice, decent sum of money out of your company at 0%, along with the threshold of 375 before you pay the 9, you're actually still earning an exceptional amount of money, in my opinion, before you pay any tax.
So it's in the end, you say it's the 9% which we pay if we are over the threshold. It's worth it because that money is going into the country. It's getting reinvested. It's getting used for something. Not unlike other countries, UK, Germany. We don't know what they're doing with the money, do we? And what we here we're living here, we see the improvement every single day, and that's fact. And if you have never been here, you will experience it just coming here on a few days for a holiday. Yeah,
no, I absolutely agree. I couldn't agree more, to be fair with you.
So tell me, Stu, when do you then jump in? So, for example, I'm sending an invoice to the first client. What do you need to do?
Look, so the way I see it is obviously there's two ways. Someone can either go on like what I would call go computerized, you know, like use an accountancy package. Obviously, that we spoke about them before, haven't we? You've got QuickBooks.
You've got access to the system.
We can get access to their QuickBooks. There's Xero, you know, there's Zoho, and we can offer a bookkeeping / package. They could even raise their sales invoice within that package. However, I've got a larger, my client base is actually very simple. You know, obviously, they're online personal trainers, for example. there's no real, I don't feel like there's always a real need to always have to use Xero or QuickBooks. A lot of accountants are just online. I feel like sometimes old school can be better. You know, at the end of the day, give us your bank statements. You know, a bank statement speak 1,000 words, you know, obviously, and that's how I see it. So sometimes we will offer it and work out what's best for both parties. Every case will be different, but we can either go down a computerized road or we can go down a manual road, you know, and go and do the bookwork in that capacity.
Okay, and that's it. As I'm the client, so you got, for example, access to the system, or I provide you the statement, the invoices, and then I don't need to think about anything. You handle my whole accounting, bookkeeping for the whole year.
Absolutely everything. You would simply just give us your core records, and the way I see it is a set of accounts gets made up of only 3 fundamental things, you know, bank statements, sales, expenses, and if we was in the UK, wages make up a factor. But here, there is no income tax, so the wages would just be picked up from the bank. So it sort of only makes it 3 things. If we have access to that information, we can produce the VAT returns from that information and the annual financial statements from that information. That's all you simply need to do. Just give us the core records and we handle the rest.
That's a pretty easy system, actually, if you think about it. So I am operating my business in Dubai, giving all my accounting, bookkeeping, audit report, taxation to Stu, and you handle everything.
Absolutely.
And I can just think about operating my business, get more clients, grow my revenue. I'm pretty it.
That is pretty much it. Obviously, VAT here is a quarterly process like the UK. So obviously, once someone became VAT registered, let's say they were VAT registered from the 1st of April, that means come July, once the 30th of June passes, my admin team even chase the client. We don't even leave it up for the client to remember. You know, it will be, it's now the 1st of July, your VAT quarter's passed, supply us your information, or we've already got access to your Xero just to let you know we're going to be producing your VAT return on your behalf. See, so we would then do that, say, 4 times. If we have everything every quarter, it actually makes the year-end account very easy because we've actually got all this. So as soon as we do the VAT return that's in line with the year-end, we can then progress with the audited financial statements without any input required from the client.
Oh, that's pretty easy, pretty decent in the end. And when does my financial year end or start? Is it for the mainland or for a free zone company?
So many people in the UAE believe that your year end has to be the 31st of December. I believe it's probably one of the most commonly used ones because the only people that have really been doing accounts, I would say, are the big entities, and they're all going to have mainland licenses, and the memorandum of association says it should be December. But obviously, there's many free zones. You know, there's many different MOAs because of that, memorandum of associations, and all of them say different things. Like obviously, DMCC is going to be something different to Fujairah Creative City. You know, I know Fujairah Creative City's MOA says the 31st of December is like the mainland, but most of them say that it can't be less than 6 months, it can't be more than 18 months, but international financial reporting standards say that your book should be in and around a year from the date of incorporation. So in most cases, my clients do not have year ends that are December. It's complete. It can be January, it could be March, it can be September, but that is something once I have the information to hand, I've seen the license, I've established what their VAT quarter is, that then allows me to plan and advise on what their year end is. And then once we know that plan, we're going to adhere and work to that plan once I've advised them what the accounting period end date is, mate.
Okay. So for example, sounds all pretty easy if the clients are working with you, of course, Stu. So in the end, we have the quarterly VAT returns, and then at the end of the year, if we are going beyond, say, the 100,000 US dollar euro, we pay the 9%. But that's actually pretty. We're paying salary. We have no tax on that.
Great.
The employee gets, say, 4,000 AED. It gets paid out 4,000 AED, and we know what we can expect on the costs and what turnover and profit we have. There's no additional other charges to be expected in the end. Of course, We have the renewal of the business license.
Yep.
Well, that's pretty it. So we have the license renewal.
Yep.
Then we just have the bookkeeping with you, for example.
Yep.
And the Visa Emirates every 2 years.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
everything you're making as a profit and turnover, you know what you can expect.
Yep.
And with that money, you can work, enjoy your lifestyle, invest in property.
Yeah.
It's simple. If we compare to other countries,
Yeah,
and other
it's
countries don't know
very
what you're.
simple. I think if you're working with the right people here, you know, obviously, I've not been here actually that long myself, you know, obviously, and I probably did learn a few hard lessons, you know, and you expect that any time if you're moving across the world with a young family, you know, and obviously to broaden and newer horizons, you know, but I feel like, and I think you're the same. We've learnt them lessons now. We know what to expect. We're not just going to be here to set up your company, your Emirates ID, sort out the bank. I'm going to do your VAT application, your VAT returns and your year-end accounts. We're going to offer more. We're going to make it seamless and try and, look, we made this mistake.
Yeah.
Don't do that. You know, I think in life, the world would be a better place if we all helped each other out. And I think that's what happens in the UAE. You know, people want to help you. People like to help you. And that's why I think it makes it better, you know?
Exactly. And that's also the reason why we started this company, Emirates Business Setup, about 2 years ago, and to partner with strong people in different fields, because we can't do everything. And that's why we bring in, like, for example, Stu. He's a specialist with his team in this industry, and we focus on the other things. We can do the real estate, which we also just established with a partner, and then we can work with all different partners which we have focused on, which we have built the relationship, and then we can give it to you as a client, and you will be in good hands. You will be trusted, and it's a long-term relationship. That's the main thing which we're also doing with Stu, and that's the main target, that you will feel good with us. And we have the transparency, the good relationship, the service, and we always available. That's the same with Stu. He's always available. He's living here. He's working here. So
Transparency is, in my opinion, key. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're, like you said, as I'm going back to what I said earlier on, if you're honest and you're fair and you're transparent and you do what you say for the price you agreed, and you deliver exactly what you said, that everything becomes very easy and seamless, and we're all working together to achieve the same goal at the end of the day, you know? So let's all work together and make it happen.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Also, when I come here 5 years ago, I made all my own experiences. I made a lot of mistakes, which Stu also just mentioned. And I didn't find any proper company setups, no experts in different fields. So I did everything myself. But the thing is, all these things I've learned in the past give me all the experiences for this. So we can give it back to all the other people who are thinking to relocate, to have another life, a new life, to change something in the life, to build another company in a different country. And that's where we come into the pitch, and we're always happy to guide you or to help you out.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you, Stu.
Thanks for having me, mate.
Yeah, and if you have any comments or questions, just comment below. If you like to see any other video topic, always comment. And if you like a consultation with us, with me, with Stu, you can book in a call or WhatsApp me, and then we also bring you in touch with Stu. And stay tuned for more content. Yeah,
and obviously, like I said, if any of you, obviously, like I said, reach out to Chris if you've got any questions and queries. Completely no obligation, of course. It's not me here to bill you, fee you, make money. I genuinely want to help and guide you, you know. So if you've got any questions and queries, please reach out to this man. He'll obviously let me know, and we'll schedule a call, Zoom, whatever it is, and however you want to play it. And we'll just have a chat. Simple as that. And I'll give you any wisdom and guidance that I have on this.
Thank you, Stu.
Thanks for having me, mate.
Yeah.